Espo, you want to talk about Brad Beal?
Look, I called it last week. It's the Beal-assance. This is going to be a rejuvenated year for Bradley Beal for multiple reasons. But as Saul mentioned, his efficiency last year was the best field goal percentage of his career, the best 3-point percentage of his career. Like, this guy didn't play horribly. Mm-hmm. People want to treat it like he played horribly, but he didn't. He actually had a very efficient and effective year. The other thing, the offense is going to be better this year. Mm-hmm. It's going to actually be a system that is a system, right? That you can take advantage mm-hmm. of what he has to offer. So I think that's a huge part of why he'll be more effective. But there's a few other things when you dig a layer deeper, right? I look at it, and he had the lowest usage rating of his since his rookie year there, which is interesting to see. But when you look at the worst assisted rate on his buckets since his rookie year, which meant the amount of times he scored where they weren't assisted by anybody else because the offense broke down and it turned into hero ball, was the worst since his rookie year. The worst assisted rate on three-pointers in his career, which meant he had to do pull-up three-pointers in a lot of these cases. You know what fixes that? Him not being the point guard anymore, right? And that's not a knock on Bradley Beal having to go out there and be point guard. He did what was asked of him, but now he's not going to have to do that. He can get back into his natural ability to score and being set up to score via these point guards that you've added to the roster, Tyus Jones and Monte Morris. That's what excites me so much with this is Bradley Beal, if he can still be as effective as he was in terms of of his shooting. I mean, second highest effective field goal percentage of his career, and he's set up now. He can take advantage of more of this. He can go back to more of the scorer he was. He can now, because he's not going to be on ball all the time, still take on those defensive assignments, but maybe have a little bit more in the tank to do it as well. I think Bradley Beal is going to be a very large reason why the outlook of this team is much better, and that they'll head into the playoffs in a better position than they were last year.
The Suns need to simplify his role, and it felt like it was constantly changing last year. And Brad didn't have some perfect season, but 18.54 on that efficiency as a third option is pretty good. I don't know how much his numbers are going to go up, but I do want it to be more effective in terms of, on a week-to-week basis, it was, okay, go stand in the corner. Okay, now you're going to be the point guard for a couple weeks. Okay, now you're guarding Zion Williamson. There needs to be some stability to simplify things for him, because no one had to adjust out of the big three, or possibly anyone on the team, more than Bradley Beal last year. There was a stat from the B-Ball Index that in terms of isolation turnover percentage, Bradley Beal led the league in that, because he was being asked to do too much as a point guard, trying to score, like you said, creating when plays broke down. Just have him play off ball and let him attack. Tap into his ability to be a great cutter. Tap into his ability to catch the ball off a screen and get downhill, which he was really good at in Washington. This guy with the Wizards was constantly moving, constantly creating chaos. You need that with this Suns team, and hopefully with a traditional point guard now, you'll be able to tap into that more, and he'll be guarded less, because this time, instead of Kyle Kuzma and all these guys that he had in Washington, he'll have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker drawing attention away from him too.
When you bring up motion, what's Bud known for?
Right.
Offense that has a lot of motion. This guy's going to have an opportunity at easier buckets than last year too. Do I think he'll wind up being a 25-point-a-game scorer? No, I don't think. But you get 20, 21 up from his 18, that all starts to impact a game, and it makes some of the load easier on other guys, right? So, of course, a lot predicated on health, but I still think that Bradley Beal in this new system, with somebody actually passing him the ball and assisting on these buckets more, it will be much better than what people felt he was last year. And I don't care about a $50 million price tag. It's a sunken cost at this point.
We all silly like the mayor.